No, not really. I tell you the truth, I don't think many people talk about it.
I don't think about death. I sort of always said, if anything happens to me, I'd rather go in my sleep than rather than not.
I have, yes. With my family, I have. We've had quite a few close members of the family pass away. So it does start to ring home that this will come to everyone at some point.
This week was kind of like, right, we're going to make it our mission to be more open and to have this start having these conversations.
I think having that plan and making people aware of what your choices are makes it a lot easier for those that are important to you and that are trying to do the best for you. If you've communicated what you want, actually you're giving them a helping hand as well.
There's pain with grief, but then there's this layer of suffering that, you know, perhaps could be reduced for people.
It's quite hard, like it's a hard situation to like talk, and things have happened like obviously in the past.
Mm-hmm. Once or twice, yes. In a way, and prepare myself when I kick the bucket.
I have, yeah. I've told them what I want for my funeral. I just want a box with flowers on, stick me in the ground, I'll be happy.
I think Mum, I talked to Mum about this, but I think I talked to Caroline about this when Caroline comes to sister.
Oh, right, your sister?
Yeah.
I tell you the truth, I don't think many people talk about it. I think it's a black spot. I don't think no one wants. I like insurance, life insurance. If you get what I'm trying to say, you see that advert come on, you want to switch the channel, don't you? It's right here. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I don't think people really want to face what is the inevitable.
Well, I haven't really spoken to him about it because it's had the sort of subject I want to bring up. But just lost my mum, like, you know what I mean? I suppose when I get took ill, if I do, obviously the subject has to be brought up, like, you know what I mean?
This week was kind of like, right, we're going to make it our mission to be more open and to have this start having these conversations.
We can have those conversations in our family. So we can have the, you know, how will we remember you? What will we do to remember you? What things, even like Mum gave me a ring that she wanted me to have so that I always had her with me no matter, you know, what had happened.
That we felt that we really needed to prepare for it, having seen some rather unfortunate situations with friends of ours.
I have, in brief, to my children, 4 children, but only in brief because you usually get shut down because I don't want to talk about that.
I don't think it will for my children, but for myself, yes. I've had a lot of conversation with my girls.
I can only say this depends on the person, really.
Well, yeah, I think it makes it easy if I go, and you sort of think about the kids, don't you? You know what I mean?
Nothing. I probably want a musical funeral, but then I need to write that down.
Not in the kind of who would pick up the kids and all that level of logistics, but yes, there is our plan.
They would know that I would like to be taken and scattered in St Ives in Cornwall.
My children know exactly how I would like to be buried, who I would like to speak at my funeral.
Also, I've got a really great idea about having a funeral before I die, because I really think if it's going to be all the friends and family that I've got, I'd quite like to be there as well.
I haven't really thought that far ahead, but the way I see it, it's not really about me, it's more about the people that are still there.
Because of my job role, I think it's really important that people know. I come across too many people that have relatives that just don't have a clue what they want, and they don't know what's out there either. They don't know their options.
Now just ask my family, yeah. The nearest time when they can take me to when I was born, where I was born. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Take me there once. So with my eyes I can see that place.
My goal by the end of this week is to have some kind of plan in place, which is amazing.
Yeah, I am afraid of death, and I think I fear dying before my kids and leaving them in the bit, you know, in trouble sort of thing.
Yes, not as much as I used to be.
What scares me is that uncertainty, I suppose, of what's afterwards.
I think the process of death is a lot scarier than the death itself.
I don't think I'm afraid of death itself, but I am afraid that it would happen too soon.
I'm fearful how my family will feel about it, but I'm not afraid of dying because it's something that happens to everyone.
I'm not afraid of death. I'm looking forward to seeing people on the other side, because that's what I believe in.
What is there to be frightened of? I've worked in a hospice for 15 years, been a nurse for 25 years. I haven't got a strong faith, so I don't know what happens to me afterwards, but there's nothing about the process of dying that would frighten me.
I've nursed and watched a lot of people die, so I think the older you get, the less the fear is.
It's inevitable, it's just part of life.
You don't know when it's gonna happen, so you don't know when to plan.
I'm not afraid of death. I'm looking forward to seeing people on the other side, because that's what I believe in. And I've got loads of friends and I've got relatives over there, so I'm be happy to go and join them and say hi.
No, because I am a big believe in God.
No, because I believe in there's something after. I don't go to church and pray and everything like that, but I do believe in something. And what I believe in, I ain't got a clue. But I do believe that there is something more than this.
I'm not afraid of dying. I'll be more afraid of what I'm leaving behind.
We know where we're going to end up, and it's peaceful. I've watched quite a few people go through it. It's not scary. It brings families together. And at the end of your life, to have people together around you, when you've talked about it well and you know what you want, there is nothing wrong with that whatsoever, and it's not scary at all.
The event this week is fantastic. Somehow we need to get out to the general public.
Advertisements, probably. A campaign, yeah.
Prompting people, I think, at certain points in their life. I think the NHS should, perhaps when people turn 50 or when people turn 35, I don't know.
If we make it as part of our community, a part of living in community, part of neighbouring in community, I think that over time we stand a chance of moving it forward.
I'd say primary school, because you never know when you're going to expect it.
As soon as possible, so things can start to get the ball rolling. At least then you can get things in place for like funerals.
It really is something that should be discussed from when you're capable of understanding what death is, really.
I think really we have to go back to, like we do with all education, back to school.
Brought up in school, I think. Yeah.
For young children, like from primary all the way up to sixth form.
Visit like that in college, they encourage people because I've heard people outside talk about it.
Events like this are useful.
Actually, I didn't really have any expectations of today, but I wasn't quite sure how it was going to feel as an event. But actually, I think it's been really lovely, really fun, really informal.
There just needs to be more awareness, perhaps in GP waiting rooms. If you go into a GP's waiting room, you don't necessarily see posters about have you thought about death or have you spoken to anyone about death.
Post-death, I think people need to have a lot more counselling and opportunity, because the things that it brings on, the anxiety and anxiety is a dreadful thing.
They should make them feel more comfortable with themselves when the time comes.
It's hard because if people don't want to talk, they won't talk.
I think everyone's got to be bold about it, because there's definitely an obstacle there where people, and I speak from first-hand experience with this, people don't want to talk about the subject.
That's like a mad question. That's like saying, how do we encourage people to pick the right lottery numbers? You can't. You're talking about a subject that people don't want to talk about, death.
We speak about death being a taboo subject and people don't want to talk. My experience of this week alone actually tells me that people do want to talk. On the whole, everybody is ready to embrace those conversations. So I think it's a change in the culture as well, and in society that, you know, we've made it that it's taboo, but I don't think it actually is.
If you scratch the surface and start talking about it, people are really interested. It's seen as a taboo, but really, we're not afraid of it.